So I've been stitching like a crazy woman again. I've got the journal and the sewing itch happening, so I've been making this. I'm in the process of making a journal. It's going to be called, as you can see, The Language of Flowers. And so I've been stitching like crazy, sewing. I'm making the cover at the moment. So this is and this will be a big pocket in here when you close it. So I'll probably have a couple of signatures in there. So anyway, I thought I'd bring you along. I'm still stitching like crazy. So I thought I'd bring you along and just show you what I'm doing. And just have a bit of a chat. So not much has been happening here really. Been pretty quiet, apart from my husband and I. We've been working on the front garden, been doing planting, trying to get it all finished out there. We're planting a native garden, so we're getting a lot of birds come. Just going to go and buy a few more plants tomorrow, and I think the planting will finish, and then all we have to do is we're going to buy some wood chips, some jar wood chips to put on top of the soil. It helps the moisture stay in the soil during the summer months. So I'm just doing a bit of straight stitching across here. Hope my head's not getting in the way. Yeah, so like I said, I've been working on this for about a week now, I suppose. And I keep thinking, oh, is it finished? No, it's not finished. I still need to do more. I don't feel like it's finished. So we'll see when it'll be finished. I've always loved sewing. When I was a young girl, my sister and I've got an older sister, and we used to spend a lot of time sewing and crocheting and stuff like that, especially making things. I used to always make things for my dolls. I used to crochet clothes and sew clothes for them, for my Barbie dolls and whatever else I had. I spend a lot of time doing that sort of thing. So I always enjoyed it. I used to make, and for like Mother's Day and things, I used to make my mum pot holders, and I used to do like little cross stitch handkerchief and things like that. So I've sort of always I've always loved doing hand sewing. So this cover, I'll just explain how I made it. So I just got a piece of calico, which is just the It's just 100% cotton. It's not bleached. It's some of them. I've got a lot of different types. This one's quite fine, but most of the ones have got it quite sort of rough and got bits and that, quite textured. So I just use a piece of that, and then I just get all my pieces of fabric and I start stitching them on. Like I said, when I first started doing it, I didn't complete it, but then I sort of made the whole thing up, and then I decided, because it's easier to do stitching, of course, when it's not sewn together like this. But I sewed it together and that because I wanted to get the shape happening. So yeah, so I've done most of the embroidery on the front, and I decided, oh, I think I should do some more on the back here. I haven't done as much on the back as I have on the front, so I'm thinking I need to do more on the back. So I'll come back to the back here, and just going to do a bit more stitching just to bring it all together a bit more, all the pieces. I find if you stitch across the pieces, just get my scissors and cut this little string off. It's getting caught in my thread. If you sorry, what was I saying? If you sew across the pieces, the different pieces, it sort of ties them together more. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be making a few more journals again. I sort of got the journal bug back again. Got quite a few ideas, different ideas for journals, you know, different themes. I seem to do that. I seem to flop around all the different, because I love doing so many. Just make sure that's not going through. No. I like to do so many different things. I love doing painting and mixed media, as well as making journals and sewing, and I love crocheting as well. So I seem to always be moving around in between all these different mediums. I'm just going to stitch across here quickly. I didn't plan that one very well. And with the thread, what I do, because let me have a look here. I've got a little bit of a, don't know if you can see it there. The thread's gotten a bit. Pulling the wrong one. There we go. Find if you put a little bit of wax on the thread, I just got a bit of beeswax in here, and I just run my thread through it, and it helps to stop it from getting knots in it. Helps a lot, actually. yeah, so I just grabbed all different fabrics, and for the future I must have to make more like shapes as well. I think that's how I like that part there with the love heart. I think and I also, I don't know if you can see here, also done beads. There's beads there, some beads there, and the little flowers here, I've got beads in them. I didn't put too many, well, I actually haven't put any beads on the back, so I might put a few beads on the back here as well. So I'm still sort of thinking about the signatures. Sort of trying to plan in my mind what I'm going to do inside. Oh, that's what I was explaining, the cover. And so when before I sewed the two pieces together, because I did it two separate pieces, and I've got inside, they have some interfacing, and it's just let me find some. I'll just keep my scraps in here. So it's this sort of interfacing, and it's got the sticky stuff on one side, and I just piece on each piece. So a piece on the back piece, I iron it on, piece on the front piece, I iron it on, and then I sew the two pieces together, and that makes it gives it a little more structure to the cover, and it still keeps it soft though. It feels lovely. I love the feel of it. But yes, it's a lot of work. I've been, like I said, I've been working on this for probably over a week now, probably maybe even more. Oops, what have I done here? Not paying attention to what I'm doing. I need to go back up there. Yeah, so it's quite relaxing to sew. I enjoy it. Oops, sorry. Got the camera quite close, so kind of knocked it. So anyway, just let me cut some of this. I like a little bit of frame. I don't want big long bits of thread hanging off. So I've been thinking about what, add some more beads to the back, I think, and Not sure if I'm going to add any more pieces of fabric to it. I was thinking about maybe doing a 1 or 2 rows of stitching around there as well. So I might still do that through this like curtain netting. I've got beads around there, around the edge. This is just a piece of that I printed out on some heavier cardstock. I've sealed it with some matte medium. I think I might do one more coat of matte medium on there just to protect it. And I was thinking about doing a couple of rows of something along here. Not sure, 100% sure if I'm going to do that or not. And not sure what else I'm going to do with it. Trying to get my needle in here. So we've had here in Australia, we've had I live in Western Australia, and with the coronavirus, we're sort of starting to get we've been on lockdown, starting to have some of our restrictions are starting to ease off a little bit now, which is nice. I think we've had, must be a week or so or more, must be a week or so now. I don't think we've had hardly any new cases, no more new cases. So that's really good. So it's been crazy times. And stuff is, I noticed when I went shopping the other day that the supermarkets are starting to fill back up again. All the people that was panic buying, that seems to be easing off now, which is good. Things are starting to fill back up on the shelves. Yeah, because we had a terrible time with toilet paper here for a while. You just couldn't buy it. Now when you go shopping, you're only allowed to buy, they got restrictions on, and cleaning products, because people were just going crazy buying, I guess stuff to clean your hands with. Yeah, you couldn't buy any hand wash, and any sort of spray and wipe and all those sort of things. Was all empty, but I see now things are sort of slowly starting to, they're not full, but you know, I've seen you know, there's a bit of toilet paper back now, and so hopefully people are being a bit more sensible now. I'll just cut that bit off there. anyway, just get this last bit here. I don't really have anything else, I think. Oh, my husband bought, we have 2 cats, and they don't get along. They're sisters, so I don't understand why. We've had them for, oh, how old are they now? I think they must be turning, 15 or 16 this year. I can't remember now. And we've had them since they were feral kittens when I was working. The boys that worked out in a workshop were doing a big clean up, and they found them. They were very sick, and there was 3 of them. They were very sick. They had cat flu, and they're only a day or so old. So anyway, I took them to the vets and got medicine for them. And my daughter, she was only, I think she must have been 10 or 12, somewhere around there. Anyway, she was caring for them as well. She was really wonderful with them. And we managed to save 2 of them. And I was going to rehome, care for them and then rehome them. But of course, after we cared for them and everything, we couldn't give them away now. So at that time we already had a cat and 2 dogs, so it was quite an addition to our family. But anyway, for the first year of their lives, they used to sleep together and were all sweet and lovely together. And then all of a sudden, when we moved house, when we got to the new house, then they stopped getting along, and they never gotten along ever since. It's really weird. Very strange. So anyway, what I was saying, my husband bought this pet bed. He went there was a new camping shop that opened up here, and he went to have a look, see what was there. And they had this like a pet sleeping bag. Even came in like a sleeping bag kind of a bag. And oh, it's so soft and fluffy, and yeah, no, they're both using it, which is causing a bit of problems because they won't sleep together on it. So we're kind of thinking maybe my husband might have to go back and buy a second one, so they got one each. But yeah, it's very cute. Okay, I'm just going to finish this off here. Just going to do a little bit of a knot. I'm just going to take the thread through here. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's probably about it for now. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a bit more stitching across here. I'll probably put a few beads across the back as well, just to make it flow a bit better. And then I'll make some videos about when I make the insides. So It should be a real sweet journal when it's finished. Alright, well I hope you're having a wonderful day. And weekend's coming up, so have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.